Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of It's Review Day. I'm your host Day, and today is going to be a very special episode. It's special because I'm actually interviewing the owners of The Black Store, a Houston-based, Black-owned beauty supply store. So before we get started, don't forget to like, comment, but most importantly subscribe so you can know whenever I post a new video. So I am here with Lloyd and Randy, owners of The Black Store. And before we just jump into the store, I kind of want you guys to talk about your background and just tell us a little bit about yourselves.
All right, so I guess we'll start with me. My name is Randy. Originally born and raised in New Orleans, came out here during the storm and everything. And I gravitated to the city quite easily, man. A lot of opportunities out here. Of course, like everybody's story, worked in corporate America. But I started my nonprofit, started figuring out some things and looking at different industries, and we settled, in the beauty supply industry for a lot of reasons,
Okay.
It's a lot of money that we're giving away to other communities that, really don't mess with us.
Well, my name is Lloyd. I'm definitely here from, from United States, but I'm here from Houston, Texas. Graduated from Jack Yates, graduated from PV, and one of the biggest things is we have another group called Creative Group Economics, and one of the biggest things that we want to do, the reason why we got into this business is actually, like you say, attacking businesses and industries that exploit the Black community. So anything that we do, we want to make sure that it's sustainable, it's giving back towards our community. We got one rule: your skin is your ticket in, and we just want to make sure that we always giving back in everything that we do. And this is just one of the most exploited industries, and if we can bring it back to where it's benefiting our communities, we feel like we can make a difference.
Okay, well, amen to that. So I would like you gentlemen to tell me, how did you guys come together to conceptualize, I guess, what was the conceptualization of The Black Store, and how did it come to fruition?
It was always centered around giving back to the community, community-oriented thinking. Of course, I would always run into him at different events. You keep on seeing the same person at these same places. It's like, conversation spark. He has his nonprofit, I have my nonprofit, and it just started to merge in a way that was natural. I believe I had like a gathering at my home. We invited some beauty supply owners out. We showed them some support. We learned a little bit about the industry. He called me in to a gym, I think it was, over there with Foster and them, yeah.
Oh yeah.
And he was like, "You want to start a beauty supply?" I'm like, I said, yeah, but everybody didn't ask me, you want to do this, you want to do that. But not too many people come through with a plan and we actually follow through with it. But, obviously we standing in the follow through right now.
Yeah.
I mean, the biggest thing is, like you say, when it first come to it, I just wanted to make sure that we found somebody that was a partner that was good, that I already knew, complimented what I didn't already have. And I seen that he was always, advocating for Black women in the industry and stuff already. And I already was kind of in touch with what it is. And I'm about business, and I'm about how can we reproduce ourselves to make it make sense for the community. And I just feel like, well, we just complimented each other where it made sense. And I want to make sure that we always have the plan and going forward and making it happen. So once I brought it to him and he was down for it, I feel like we've been going full throttle ever since. So made it happen.
Well, when I was checking out your website, I did see that the website was powered by Creative Group Economics. So that's your nonprofit.
Correct.
And then, so that would mean your nonprofit is the Love Black Women Campaign?
Correct.
Okay.
You actually got the whole name now.
I was like, LBWC.
Hey.
So can you tell us a little bit more about the Love Black Women Campaign?
Yeah, so I looked at it from a point of view that the Black community is not doing good in any area of economics. And it's like, okay, if I could get women to fall in line and follow a guide, then the men gonna follow automatically. It's just how it go. And so I started looking at not doing any cliche things like getting a powerful speaker to come out, people get excited, but then they go home and you're still stuck in the same situation you've been stuck in. So I wanted to pick an industry where I felt like I could teach Black women on how to monetize off of it. So I started noticing if I walk up to a group of women, two or more women that's having a conversation, there's a 70% chance y'all gonna be talking about beauty, hair, hygiene or something like that. So I'm like, well look, if we giving all this money away to the Koreans, then we need to be monetizing off of that.
Okay.
And it just got to a point where I didn't feel like the community was receiving the message as intently as I anticipated. So I'm like, let's jump into the industry and show people how it's done.
Okay. So when I was on the website earlier as well, I did see that you have different memberships for the Black Store. Can you tell those who do not know what the memberships entail and the benefits? And
I mean, pretty much we want to create just a couple different versions and a mechanism to kind of give back towards the community. So we have the $5, which is the community activist, and it always grants you 10% off everything at the store. Then also we have the community warrior, which is $10 a month, but it grants you 15% off everything in the store, off all your purchases. And really, we want to kind of create something where we give it back. Everything that we do, we just try to make sure that it's funneled back towards community. So with this money and things that we did, we already started websites for Shape Community Center, Sunnyside Civic Club, Acres Home Super Neighborhoods, and there's so many other projects that we're on top of. We just want to make sure that everything that we do is giving back towards the community in some sustainable way where people can see. And now that we have the store, now the memberships can actually feed and give back to you in a physical way as well.
Okay.
Not just a way for you to see and wait for people to, start doing other things.
And then also Creative Group Economics has meetings?
Yeah.
You have meetings?
Monthly meetings, once a month.
And what are those meetings?
So we usually have meetings once every second Monday of the month. And what are we talking about is we feel like all of our issues, whether that be education, criminal justice, all the things that we go to, can be solved if we were a little bit more economically sufficient. So the idea behind Creative Group Economics is fighting all of these different issues that plague our Black community through having economics and being economically sound. This here is the store, is something that we put together through Creative Group Economics and putting our funds together without actually going to any big banks like Chase or Bank of America or any investors that don't believe in the mission that we want to uphold to the community. So it's basically helping us fight all these different issues through being economically sound and sufficient.
So when I came into the Black Store, the first thing I think that I noticed is the fact that this store is not your typical beauty supply store. And that meaning when you normally go to a beauty supply store, you see your hair care, you see your skin, some skin care is very minor, like what you're gonna see with skin. You see hair, just typical things you'll see in a beauty supply store. What I saw when I came into this store were businesses within a business. And I'm gonna let Lloyd first kind of expound on that.
One of the biggest things that we want to do and kind of be different is a lot of our Black brands didn't have a way to feature themselves in different stores on shelves. And so we want to make sure that we present that atmosphere where they always had a chance to come partner with the stores, be featured, and actually get their products out there. So we have different partnership agreements where we allow different vendors to come place their stuff on our shelves. And our goal is to have at least 100 vendors at all times within the Black Store. That way people can always come shop, and we feel like that's not being presented not only here in Texas but nowhere in the nation. So we just want to make sure that we're highlighting those Black vendors, giving that opportunity, and the people, we're using this as a vetting process, and the people that actually do good, the items, we want to see how we can put more money and products and things behind them to help them succeed and get to the next level.
Okay, so like a help me help you.
For sure. We need our own Black distribution. Like I say, we don't have much of that. A lot of people that do distribution, it's mainly for their own items. We want to see how we can be that distribution for not just us, but hundreds of other Black-owned brands, and kind of get away from the mainstream.
Yeah. Did you want to add anything?
Oh, I could always add something. But no, it's just an opportunity for us to promote each other. If we have 45 brands in here, when you put together our business pages, our personal pages, probably got like 500,000 followers all together. So we have to leverage that to our advantage. And then at the same time, this is just the first installment. Like our store is already open to be franchised to people that are interested. So not only do we want to prep people to take advantage of that ownership opportunity, but that just gives more vendors another, retail opportunity to put their products in.
Okay.
And we expand from there. We can create a whole a local ecosystem.
All right, so Lloyd and Randy, what do you guys hope to achieve as business owners and as a brand?
So as a brand, we want to achieve just delivering a different way that our people could do business in this industry. The fact that Koreans are dominating the black market for retail, distribution, and manufacturing, it's like a worldwide embarrassment. And you know, in Houston, word travels fast because you got like over 92 different cultures. And when people see black people conducting business in a form of just being exploited, I mean, it's an embarrassment. People laugh at us. So in order to straighten out that problem, we have to get as many retail fronts out there as possible so that we can move into distribution, and then we can have control over our products. We don't have to worry about Koreans coming behind us and phasing a certain product out because it's gotten successful, so now they can repackage it, put a new face on it, but now it's Korean owners instead of black owners.
Okay.
So we want to prevent that while growing our base.
Okay.
I mean, I would say the main goal, of course, of the store and different things, everything that we do is ownership. Maintaining ownership, black ownership at that, in all the industries that we supposed to maintain. In no other community can you go find that anybody else own an industry that culture buys from. Only here in the black community do you see, you know, when you get to Asian own the beauty supply and the nails and stuff. You get to grocery stores and corner stores, you have a lot of Indian people that's in that industry, and we don't own none of these industries. So our biggest thing is promoting ownership, helping people gain ownership, as well as economic prosperity in a lot of things. I know a lot of people talk about generational wealth, but how many of us actually know how to attain it and maintain it for generations to come? So our thing and our plan is to make sure not only is this being a staple, but something that people can take advantage of, not just here, but all over the nation, and make it somehow economically sufficient for that community. So we just want to make sure in everything that we do that its economics is going towards black people. And again, your skin is your ticket in, and let's make it happen.
All right, so before we wrap up, I did want to ask one question that I always ask, and that is, what is your advice to anybody who's trying to be in your position or aspires to be an entrepreneur?
I would say anything that you are looking to do, go see who's out there doing it. Just, you know, have that same plan. I would tell people, don't try to recreate the wheel. The biggest thing is going out there, finding out as much information as you can about something that you want to do, and hopefully it's something that you're passionate in, because that's something that you will want to maintain and put your time in. Don't get me wrong, we're not necessarily always passionate about the beauty supply industry, but one thing we are passionate about is the black community. And anything, like I say, that exports the black community is, we got to make sure that we find a topic, whatever you want to do, make sure that you're putting your time towards it. Each week, each day, and no matter, even if you have a job, carve out some time to do something for what you need for generational wealth. I tell people, you know, your boss will never pay you enough to be his neighbor. So at the same time, we have to remember, if you want to get there, you have to do it a different way. So we can't do that by containing and continuing to do the same things. So do something different and, you know, live in your purpose.
And Randy, what's your advice?
Credit. Can't say this enough. I'm gonna say it one more time. Credit. Like, I know a lot of people with good ideas, but a lot of times they don't have access to capital. And I always tell people that there's more credit out there than there is physical monetary money. Like, you know what I'm saying? So you should always be looking into how to leverage credit than to having physical money on hand, because that's how you get the funds you need in order to do what it is that you need to do. And like I said, capital is always the biggest thing I think that's holding people back more than anything.
Yeah. And that's something that I think I've learned this year, just moving apartments and how important credit is. That's not something that's spoke on enough, that I feel like we should speak on more, is credit, because that's how you get what you need. All right, so before we get out of here, I just want you guys to go ahead and plug yourselves, tell us where we can find you, tell us where the store is, all of that.
7 days a week, you can probably find me at the Black Store. I'm always up here sometime. Now that I quit my job, clap for me. Find me on that IG, I know, right? Find me on IG at Randy_OTV. The OTV stand for On the Verge, because I'm always on the verge doing something innovative and new. You can find the Love Black Women campaign at love_BW_campaign. The Black Store, of course, at the Black Store Inc. And if you just Google search Black Store, we're gonna come up in some way, shape, form, or fashion, I'm sure.
Well, sure. You can always find me at Ford Can't Lose. That's on Instagram. Facebook, type in Lloyd Ford. Make it easy for you. Anything, like I say, you can go to Creative Group Economics. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram. We have our meetings every second Monday of the month from 7 to 8. We start on time, we leave on time. We just want to make sure that people have the tools, what they need to be great. So definitely come be great.
Well, I want to thank you gentlemen so much for reaching out and allowing me to come in here and interview you. And
We want to thank you for coming out. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Well, I guess the appreciation is mutual. But yeah, that is all that I had for today's interview. I thank you guys. I thank you guys for watching, and I hope you guys tune into another episode of It's Review Day. Peace.